I'm struggling to make enough time for daily mindset work. Please, would you share some pointers on how to effectively incorporate this daily? How much time should I spend on this each morning and night? Should I read the full journal aloud or just the dream board and goals? I'm thinking to cover my bedroom wall as one giant dream board. Would you recommend for or against this? How many affirmations would you say is ideal to work with each day? Good question. And the trick to it is that you just have to look at it like at the minimum. You know what I mean? Because it's near impossible. Well, it's not impossible, but most people find it near impossible to every single morning and every single night read through the whole thing in detail without missing any pieces, right? Like, it's hard. Sometimes at night you're really tired and you want to just fall asleep. Sometimes in the morning you've woken up late and you've got to rush to things. Like, the trick is just to look at it at a minimum. So you want to have the intention to read through like the whole thing every morning and every night. But if you can't do that, then just at least look at it and read over your goals. If you were to look at anything in there, it would be, your new identity. So, the Willis Juror identity, right? The person you want to become, because that's just giving you a reminder every single day. The other one are the goals. So you're like, oh yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. That's what I'm aiming for. That's what I'm doing, right? Because we're very forgetful. And a perfect illustration of this would be in this like fictional movie called, it's called 50 First Dates. And it's like an Adam Sandler comedy movie, / love story. And it, in that movie, this girl who he falls in love with, she, every night she goes to bed and falls asleep, like she forgets who she is and who her husband is and what her life is and, what she's doing. And her memory gets cleared basically every time she goes to sleep. And so to help her remember, her husband, Adam Sandler, just makes her a videotape, and, he puts it on her bed next to her in the morning. So when she wakes up in the morning, she looks at it and it just says, watch this, right? And she's like confused. She just sees a tape. It says, watch this. She puts it in and then she watches it, and the video explains everything. Like, this is who you are. This is what happened. This is why you can't remember things. And these are your kids. This is your husband. This is what we're doing. And this is your life and all of this stuff, right? And that helps her remember everything. And then now she knows, and then she gets out of bed and she's good. And that's an extreme case, and it's a fictional movie. But the point is, that's pretty much what we're trying to do with this mindset pack, right? Like, we're trying to take some time to sit down and really figure out what our strengths and weaknesses are, and then who we are right now, then who we want to become in order to achieve our goals. Really, the best way to do it is to look at your goals, right? What you want in life far out into the future, and then think, what sort of person would I need to be to achieve those goals? Like, what sort of human being would just achieve these goals I want just with ease, right? And then you describe the characteristics of this human. Like, might be disciplined, might be good at sales, good at all sorts of different things, right? Whatever is required, that is the human. Like, good at focusing, good at working hard, all of these different things. And then you define those characteristics, and you're like, yes, if somebody existed and they had those characteristics, they would easily achieve that goal. There wouldn't be a question about it. And then what we're trying to do then is acquire those characteristics. Instead, what most humans do, they see a goal they want, right? Well, actually, most people don't even think about what they want. So most people don't think about what they want, and they never make any attempt to achieve what they want because they don't even know what that is. But somehow they just live every day kind of feeling like they should want something, but they don't know what, and kind of like they should learn something or do something to try and get what they want, but they don't know what they want, so they don't know what to do. And it's just frustration and confusion. That's most people. Then you've got people who are slightly more advanced, and they might actually think long term and what they actually want with some sort of clarity. And then they define what they want, right? And then the mistake they make is then they try to get what they want as they are, right? So let's say someone is poor, shy, and not very skilled at really anything, and is full of fear, full of doubt, full of all of this stuff, right? With no skills, no experience, anything. So this is who the person is. The goal they want to achieve is quite big. It requires focus, hard work, it requires skills in different things, and it requires relentless drive, right? So then what this person does is, because they want that thing, they just try to achieve that thing as they are, which doesn't work. Because that person who they are right now, they have what they have. That their life and what they have is the byproduct of who they are. So who they are gets what they have, but they're now trying to stay who they are and get something different, which just doesn't work. You have to instead look at the goal, find out what sort of person would need to, what sort of person you'd need to be to achieve that, and then instead of trying to achieve the goal, try to become the person. And then that's way easier, because instead of trying to like make $1 million, which is bloody confusing and hard and everything, instead what you're trying to do is like get disciplined, develop focus, work hard, learn skills, right? That's easier. Those are things you can actually start working on. And then once you have those, the $1 million just happens. It's just a byproduct of the skills and the person. So that's really what we're trying to do with the mindset pack, is we think about the goals, define the characteristics we need to have, and then we remind ourselves every day of who we're trying to become and the goals we're trying to achieve. And we just keep reminding ourselves, and that keeps us working and chipping towards that goal. And every day it doesn't seem like it's making much progress. Like, I always remember doing this mindset stuff and I was like, I don't feel like I'm much more skilled or confident each day. I don't feel like I'm rich. I'm actually not any richer in the week since I've been doing this mindset thing, because, you know, in the beginning you're full of doubt, and then you're like, I wonder if this thing is even like real, or is it just some like woo-woo thing that's just made up, and am I just being stupid? There's all sorts of questions going through your mind. But what's fascinating is, with time, it makes a huge impact. The trick is consistency over time. And if you just keep reminding yourself all the time of it, and you do it consistently over a period of time, massive things happen. And so you've just got to stick to it and understand why we're doing it. And yeah, to come back round and answer your question specifically, how much time should you spend on it? At least 1 minute. Just at the least 1 minute. If you can, do more, but if you can't do more than a minute, don't like get anxious or beat yourself up. That's fine. The trick is just to look.